Hindsight Radio.
We're live. Peace, everybody. Welcome to the Divine Connection Show, where we divinely connect with you.
We are your hosts, Jessica
and Tasia. You always do the intro.
I didn't know what to do.
So I was waiting for you.
I didn't know where to jump in.
That's all good.
Can everyone hear us?
I didn't know what to do.
My bad. I was just checking.
I think they can.
Yes. They can hear us on here.
On here, yeah.
All right. For those that have called in, we're also live on YouTube. We put the link in the description there. And yeah, JT Muse on YouTube.
JT Muse _
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for tuning in once again. Hope everyone had a great week so far. We are at the home stretch. It is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We're here every Thursday at 7. We try to be on live, but if not, we're on, Hindsight Radio. /2020.
Yes.
And yeah, so my week has been fine. I think it's a better week for me as far as being productive with my time.
That's good.
Could be a little bit better because I still haven't made the time for like other personal endeavors like I would like. But as far as like my time, even for work and stuff like that, has been better than because the last couple of weeks my work time has been running over into my personal time. So this week has been a little better. So yeah, trying to get better with that. How about you?
Oh yeah, it's been a good week so far. I looking forward to the weekend. Nothing special, just to have time for myself to put more energy towards what I want to do, what I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. And a good week.
Yeah. Last week was kind of, dull with the emotions, and we had a whole meditation
We had to put those emotions
decompression
in check.
Yeah, so we did that on the air. It was pretty cool. So if you wanted to check that out, you can always go back and take a look at that as well.
Very effective because I did feel lighter. The mood.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was better.
I actually enjoyed doing that. But you try to do that during the day before you get started with your day. It's good to, first, if you have great vivid dreams, it's good to write those down and reflect and try to figure out what the meanings of those are. And then pray, meditate, set your intentions, affirmations. Do what you got to do. So, yeah, that's good practice. Good habits. Make sure your mind is already set for the day, whatever you want to accomplish for yourself.
Yeah, it's always good to set your intentions and set your weeks too. I like to do on Sundays to kind of get okay, so what is your mission statement for this week? Okay, I'm going to do better with doing this, or I'm going to focus more on this, being intentional about what you want to do, because time goes, and before you know it, you're like, man, this month has already ended. Like, April's already gone.
Yeah,
you look back like, what have I done? So
right.
You need to make sure at least you're checking some things off your list.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Yeah, so today's topic, we are talking about royalty. And we say we are kings and we are queens, but what does that really mean? What are our responsibilities to being in that title fully?
Yeah, because it's a good thing to say these days. It's always been a good thing to say, actually, but we're hearing it more and more because people are starting to realize who they are,
realizing their value,
coming into ownership of their everything. I want to say heritage, but coming in tune with their knowing, you
Mhm.
know, and what they know about themselves and what they know about their ancestral history and things like that. So, and just your value.
Mhm.
So that's why I like to say it, because I'm like, you know, highly value the men and the women, call the men kings and the women queens. I mean, it's validating who you are. Sometimes if you say that to someone, it's almost like it activates the encryption that's on their life, you know? It's just like I don't know, your words are powerful and it's like an activation. I know that's how I felt when a guy said it to me a long time ago.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, it's like checking yourself within yourself, your spirit,
Mhm.
you know? So, and speaking those things into existence. If someone was not feeling like they were such, you know? So, but yeah, go ahead. What you were.
So, I mean, the question is, who deems you king? Who deems you queen? So, where did this title come from? And if you examine scripture, if you examine the Bible, it's wrong to think that it's just a religious book. That if you think that, then you're really missing it. When the whole point of it was about kingdom, letting the kingdom come. So, yeah,
that's a pause right there. You're saying if you just want to look at it as a religious book, you're missing it.
it's missing. There's more to it than just that. Why do I say this? It's because Jesus, he was an example of what a king was. He was titled the King of the Jews. He never denied that, and he is the authority. He is the authoritative example of how we should exercise that. We are to do works and even greater works than he does.
Right.
So,
and he's given us the permission and the authority to do so.
mm-hmm.
Greater works.
So, yes. So, with the many miracles that he has done, that was examples of that. Also, just really to take a look at the duties of um, this monarchy of king and queens, what their responsibilities are towards their kingdom. Now, you can expand your kingdom as much as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's your household is your castle, your household is your palace, your resources, your land, the value of a kingdom is based off of how much territory you have. Even just the wealth, they measure wealth by resources such as cattle,
Yeah.
animals, and things like that. So
That was
to be in a place of kingship, you have to be lord of your land. You have to be have property. So as we are individually royalty, kings and queens, we have to have dominion over our land, and we have to own some things.
That's good.
Um,
Land. Yeah.
Land, resources.
Right.
And another thing that, as being royal, you have influence. You have influence over people.
Yes.
You have influence over other kingdoms.
And decisions. The higher up, you don't even have to be qualified, and we know that even right now, what's going on in the world today. The people that are making the craziest and the most important, crucial decisions are the ones that are high up there in the wealth department.
Mm-hmm.
So
the more you have, the more you can control. Yeah. And we have to realize that, even in our community, we have to wake up and know that in order to make moves, in order to be effective and make things happen, we have to connect with one another, and we have to have ownership over our own, even in our own communities. So I even realized with the gentrification and everything that's going on.
Yeah, the gentrification.
Yeah, we let in our communities. We allowed them to take our territories.
Yeah, we're not giving enough pushback. What was that school that I was just telling you about that overthrew their board, the school board?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just, let me see. I want to see if I can find it real quick.
So yeah, with that, as far as there may be people that put off the illusion that they have this authority and this control when they really don't have it. We have control. Like, if we really operated in our authority, operated in our rightful positions, like that community that fired their whole board and replaced them all because they weren't falling in line with their morals, their beliefs for their community. So that connects with the laws that you set for your kingdom. Yeah. You know what your principles, your values are, and as king and queens, we stand on those things, and anything that deviates from that order, from that structure, you set those things straight and make sure that they're carried out as it should be. And that's a part of the Bible as well, being a book of law. So you could create this system and whatever your beliefs are out of operating in your true kingship, queenship.
Yeah. I found it. Okay. Yeah. It's just a little something for us to think about. It said that, we're trying to look for the start of it. It says hundreds of parents showed up to the Vail School Board meeting to demand the board make masks optional. So, and then it said, moving too fast. It said, so the parents under Robert's Rule of Order voted in a new school board. Then the new members voted to end the mask requirement in Vail schools. Right there, they're operating in what you were just talking about.
Kingship and queenship.
And we're, even under the Constitution, we're entitled to do those things as well.
We're awarded.
We can do that with what's going on right now.
Right.
And it's just not enough people doing that, like getting together and overthrowing the people that are on the board or in leadership. We're not coming together, but we also don't know our rights in that sense. Like, I just learned that stuff last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like, wait, what? So yeah.
So yeah, that was very inspiring, that story.
Mm-hmm.
And made it happen.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be. I mean, whether you agree with whatever they're talking about or whatever they made happen for themselves, the point is you can do this.
You can do this, and you should have a choice anyway.
Yeah. So, but back to the whole purpose of what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's all about kingdom and operating and in your authority, in your kingship, in your queenship, in the kingdom. Mm-hmm. And we're not even acting like it. We're acting like peasants, really. So it's like if you wake up and you're just like, I am royalty. I am the ruler. I have dominion over my life. This cannot touch me, but like, what action are you putting towards it? And if you don't know, you got to seek that out as well. And it may take you to read a little more, but that's another thing. We don't like to read. We don't like to learn. People don't.
Oh yeah. If you think about it, when somebody's preparing to be in the position, first off, they're not the king or the queen has to deem them worthy of that position. They're just not automatically given. So they will choose who will take over for them. And in that aspect, they go through training. They have to know the laws. They have to know how the kingdom operates. They have to know these things. Their whole life, they're preparing to be in this position.
And then sometimes they don't know, but they're still learning after they've been in the position.
Right. But I mean, that's just like us. We need to study to show ourselves approved.
Yeah, because they have like a committee, they have a council, but they can call it like at their beck and call. They have this, and whatever the king signs cannot be revoked. Once old school biblical days, once that signet stamp with the ring, there was no, overthrowing that. I mean, it would have to be a new law written if they were to, change it up. But if they said go out and kill everybody, kill one particular people due to their religious beliefs or whatever, the order was signed and it was like, go do that. And could nobody revoke that unless something else was written. At least that's what happened in Esther. Yeah.
So yeah. What else do we got here? That was good. To share. What else you have?
Well,
as far as with Queen Esther, just in case everybody is not familiar with that, what was that structure? Why did you share that part, that particular part, as far as what was going on?
Oh, because in Esther it was Haman that was right up under the king, King Xerxes. He worked his way up there, but he could make rules and then just be like, okay, king can sign it. And he was just avenging his ancestors and wanting to kill all the Jews. So, he sent a decree out for all the Jews to be killed. And that's how the story of Esther came into play, because Esther was a Jew and she was appointed the queen. And that's another thing. Are you even prepared? Like, there was a whole preparation for to be a queen back then. We wake up now, it's like we're a queen.
That's back to preparation. Preparation.
They had a year for this because Queen Vashti was kicked out of her throne. Basically, Queen Esther came about, and before she was chosen, there was other women. They had to be virgins too, but there were other women, and they had to prepare for 12 years. 12 months.
So there's another preparation period that must go before you are given your rightful title. Yeah.
So, and then she was the one that was the most favored. Esther was. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's your...
And she was Jewish, but she wasn't. She let anybody know that she was Jewish. And that's the thing, like, everybody blended in because it's like all of like Africa and beyond. Like, it was a lot. The province, that kingdom was huge. So it goes back to what you were saying. You have to have land and ownership and things like that. So I guess in a sense, with saying that that's what that is, how does that relate to today
Mm-hmm.
and what we can call our kingdom,
Yeah.
even individually?
You can control things if you have ownership over it.
Right. So you're saying like we need more ownership. Some people don't even have ownership of the piece in their house. Like they don't even have that. So it's just like getting rid of what doesn't serve you, and then you can expand. So you have your apartment, and then you can get you a house. You can get you some land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a building to get into there. So,
but most importantly, really, I think for this day and age is everyone needs to come together. So with like-minded people, we can't do it all on our own. So you have the land over here. I could have the curriculum. Mm-hmm. We want to start our own schools. So why not have our schools for our children? You know what I mean? That we want to teach. You know, we still didn't even know about. They don't even teach us the Constitution properly. I mean, we don't even know about it. There's a lot that we didn't learn about, you know, and the history is not even taught properly. And then there's all these other different spiritualities, different endeavors. Mm-hmm. It's very diverse. So, you know, it just takes everybody uniting. Like the king you don't just have this without having people.
He delegates.
And, he delegates. And then the people that worked for the king, they're well taken care of. They're high up too. They have a lot of money. You know, like even with Job was like second in command. It was the king and then it was Job. That is a high rank. So, I mean, he's well off. So it's not like, oh, I'm a servant no, it's everybody putting their resources together, operate in what you're good at, and make some things come forth. Like whatever you're good at or good in, that could be that's your portion. We cannot all do it.
Right.
We're not all good at websites. We're not all good at gardening. We're not all good at crafting things, putting things together. Everybody doesn't work with metal. I mean, there's a lot, you know, or investing and, you know.
Right.
Distributing
and that's just the that is a part of leadership, to have a leadership quality as a king, as a queen, to recognize who is good for what and place them where they flourish in, and to be able to have the wisdom, the intuition to do that, just as with Joseph. You know, he was placed in a position. He received favor, and because of him, he saved a whole nation. So it's to be able to recognize and to know that you can't do everything by yourself. And we do that in business. You know, we start a business. It's our baby, you know. At first you start off and you have to have on multiple hats. And but as you expand your kingdom, you have to first be wise in who you select over that particular land, that who's going to be the Lord over that particular part of your business. So sometimes you just gotta trust in your leadership qualities, trust in yourself that you are able to put these people in that position through a big thing is how you carry your business out. And then to see the parts of the people that you put in the position.
Seeing hearts and stuff, that's a deeper issue. That's a deeper capability, I guess you could say, because that goes into like discernment and things like that. So I mean, you can get technical and spiritual. Just go with your gut on some things. But um, did you have something on like the government and the military?
Yes, that's
and all that?
protection. That's another part of what the king's duties is to protect their land, protect their resources, protect their people. So
Yeah.
and whether it's through government or through military or systems that's put in place,
Yeah.
you have to,
Guards. Military.
you have to protect
Mhm.
and don't let anybody
Protect
invade.
your assets.
Yeah, don't let nobody invade
Mhm. Your kingdom
your kingdom.
and destroy it all. Yeah. So
Whether that is in the physical, don't let nobody hurt your people, or whether it's a mental thing to be protective over your thoughts, um,
mhm.
to protect your family, to protect your, like you said, your investments,
Mhm.
your money. Um,
Mhm. Your people too. There's always someone watching. There's always an enemy somewhere. So
yeah, because you have a lot of people depending
when
on
you
you.
have guards,
Mhm.
so when you let your guard down, hopefully, yeah.
And we're playing chess.
But yeah, I was going to say something about another point in Esther, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay,
I mean, Esther is
that's your favorite, Esther.
it's a good little stomping ground when it comes to that. I don't know if it's Esther or Job I was getting ready to talk about.
You know my favorite. You know who my favorite is? David.
All of this can go, it's all about
He was another
king.
ruler. Yeah,
Yeah, another ruler, yeah.
the underdog.
The underdog that became, what is it? A ruler.
Ruler.
Yeah, well respected. He was, but like you said, there's preparation. Before you were saying something about
he was
being prepared, like trained.
He had tests, yeah.
But he was also equipped, like he could fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because he had
he wasn't like a little weakling in position. He was.
Yeah, God gave him tests before.
Oh, I know. I was gonna say about Esther. Esther, sorry, she saved the nation as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also like her faith and belief, but also she told them what to do, and she just gained all this favor,
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, she saved the Jews.
Yeah,
because they were about to get slaughtered. Yeah, she would have been slaughtered right along with them. So she had to stand up against that. She was a warrior in her own way. That's another thing. We're not all on the battlefield the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So she was fighting within herself and by herself, But she went before the king when that is against the law.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go before the king, unsummoned. If you're not summoned, you die. You're not summoned, you just want to like, oh, I just want to ask you something real quick. What? No. Guards, bam. Slice your head off
with her head.
But it didn't matter who you were. Like I'm thinking, oh, it's the queen. Like, they got concubines, everybody. Probably children too. That was a rule, like the rules. So no. And he was like, don't slice my wife.
Right.
She's the queen, but she could have died that day. But yeah. But anyway, sorry, you was talking about David.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. He went through a preparation. He was tested before he actually took the crown. So
mm-hmm. And he was also operating in what he was good at. So that's another thing. He wasn't looking to be king.
Mm-mm.
He just was operating. So you never know. The start of the thing can be, you never know where it's going to lead you. So if you start where something you're good at right now will open doors for you somewhere else that you never even dreamed of being, or surpass where you dreamed you would be,
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, he was a ruler.
He was a good steward over what he was given. Even though he was a shepherd boy, he still executed his duties to the fullest.
He was loyal too.
So with that, wherever you're at, and even though you may feel like you're starting on a starting little, but it could grow into something. So be diligent and be a good steward over what you are given.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I really take from David. He was a good steward, and then he grew into a great warrior king. So
yeah, it's like, are you faithful over what you have now? How can I trust you with more? If you don't, you're not even faithful over the little $100, like you get.
Yeah, the universe takes note of that.
Yeah. So. Yep. Well, I think that was good.
Yeah.
I think that's legit.
We don't have no callers today.
We do have callers. We don't have any questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all good. Yeah, I don't see any questions even in the chat. So
that means we are done then, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
That's good. We could expound a little more later.
We can add on to it. We can make this a part 1 and
maybe. Yeah. That's what we do. When we dive in, because I could dive in a little deeper too, but this little intro, just know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
When we say kings and queens, we really want to be that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you people that are listening and watching now that you're not. You are, but there's some tools, basically. Basically, yeah. So I mean, even for us, not just it's everyone.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I mean, announcements. We still have every week, starting at the beginning of the week, we have Sunday at 7 p.m. Independent Thinkers with Beth Sheba. And then Tuesdays we have Truth Tuesdays with Akeem L at 7 as well. Wednesdays we have Solomon's Temple at 10 a.m. And Thursdays, yours truly at 7.
The Divine Connection Show.
Yes. So I think that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything we want to get out.
Check out our website, see what goodies we have on there.
Yep.
jtmuse.com.
jtmuse.com. We're still seeing, for those that know about my
third-party debt, your student loan.
The process, my credit score is still just climbing up higher. It's like it's mid-7s now, 700s. So y'all know how low it was. It's like 600s. It dropped when I was trying to fight this, but then it wiped off. And it was student loan debt. So for those of you that have third-party debt, hop on our website and get that template. It's the best investment I made because I wasn't even doing the show at the time. I wasn't even connected with Akeem at the time in this way. I invested in the template and the consultation. So, look at what it brought me though. So you could do the same. There's consultations on our website too, jtmuse.com, jtmuse.com. And you're working on your credit as well.
Working on it. That's those student loans.
Yeah, we have a lot of things that we're working on. We all know when we really know about credit, like the gist, but there's some things we got to do. So credit looks good if you have the thing. We just want this stuff off, really. And if you're afraid of things when it comes to this vaccinations or things like that, check out our template.
Or you want to be better prepared.
Right. Yeah, but a lot of people are afraid of being forced into a situation. Like We have
Or be
remedy.
prepared for if you're forced into a situation.
So just check out our website on that. There's remedy for that as well. So, I mean,
And it worked for you.
There's all type of remedy on our website. So that is all. We will see you all next time.
Yes. And thanks for tuning in another Thursday.
Be well.